welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie. I'm a full-time trader and I'm also a teacher in the crypto and Forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin and we're going to take a look at ETH. It's not financial advice, it's just the way that I look at the market and I trade it. Alright, so if you are interested in becoming a full-time trader yourself, take a look at the link below, take a look at my website and all my course has to offer. It is definitely not just for beginner traders, even though it does take you from knowing nothing all the way through to everything that I know. There's always something there for everyone. It definitely has some advanced trading styles. Also, if you're interested in live daily updates, come and join the Discord. We would love to have you. If I am talking funny today, it's because I have my braces adjusted and I have all these rubber bands in the front. So, apologies for that. All right, let's get started. All right, so we are on Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and we're going to take a look at the bull case and the bear case. As you see on the screen, this would be the ultimate bull case. This would mean that Bitcoin is going back on a bull run. The whole magic happens up here in the fourth wave territory. What we want to see Bitcoin do is this wave to the upside. We want this wave to be the start of something, either now or soon from now. We want this wave to come out and break the channel and pull back and flip this price action to support. Then we want to see a big third, fourth, fifth leading us up into the yellow fourth wave. Once these 5 waves are complete, that point we want Bitcoin to hold fourth wave territory and push up for a fifth. This will prove that Bitcoin is back on a bull run. If Bitcoin gets up into this area and it fails to hold fourth wave territory and comes back through this area or wherever that area is, tanks to the downside, that will mean that it just put in a C wave. For a higher degree, B wave. I've talked about this in pretty much all of my videos. I want you to be aware that this is a possibility, that Bitcoin could be due for a big flat correction. It would take the all-time high, but then it would give this leg a partner that would either hold a high or low, or it would come much deeper in an expanded flat, like the SPX has done many of its corrections. One thing I want to point out is that on the weekly time frame, Bitcoin is threatening to make reversal divergence here. It has a high peak, and then the next peak would be a reversal divergence. What does that mean? It means that this yellow one could not be done yet. If Bitcoin makes a new high and we see a pivot to the downside, it will mean reversal divergence is setting in. This could mean that this is the end of something, a fifth wave, instead of a wave 1. What we want RSI to do is push to the upside along with price and make a new high peak, meaning that when this goes up into that third wave, it drags RSI with it. What we don't want to see is a push to the upside and then a harsh rejection. This will mean and prove that that was the end of something and not the start. When we get on the lower time frame, we will talk about that more and make it easier to understand. But it is totally possible that this wave 1 is not done, or that Bitcoin is ending off on a C wave here. All right, so let's talk about the 2 other options that are on the table. First one is the ABC in purple. This would mean that Bitcoin is completely done. It's just playing around, and that this pullback, this move to the upside, is going to have a rejection, and then it's going to tank to the downside, coming through our line in the sand at 30 to 32K. This line in the sand must not be broken. There is no reason for Bitcoin to come back through this market structure. Coming back through will absolutely prove that this was a bear market rally and that this one's partner is coming to the downside. And then the other option is that Bitcoin is currently putting in a B wave and that it's going to push up for a C wave. This would be the same option, pushing up into the expanded B pocket, and then it would get a leg to the downside, giving this one a partner that it could either hold a higher low or come much deeper. Now, the last thing we'll talk about now also is this wave to the upside. This wave to the upside, if it completes itself, we want this to be the start of something, meaning that when it pulls back, we don't want to see a harsh rejection. We want to see this area of price action be flipped to support. This will prove that this is a 1 and a 2 leading into that big wave to the upside. Not flipping this price action to support and it coming back down through will prove that this was a 5th wave. Let's take a look at the smaller time frame and what options Bitcoin has in front of it. The first option is in red, where this leg is going to get a partner and Bitcoin's not going to make it past the golden zone. It would see a rejection there and then give that leg a partner that could potentially hold the weekly 21 or come deeper down into that 32K area that's our line in the sand. This is the absolute must-hold area. If Bitcoin came that deep, it would still be bullish as long as it holds the 30 to 32K area. It can still have the 1212 as long as this area holds. The next option is in yellow, where Bitcoin is currently traveling to the upside and that it's going to put in a zigzag of a high B wave. When it gives this leg a partner, that it's going to find a higher low, reclaim its daily 21, and flip this area to support. This would be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. And then the third option is that this wave is the end or the start of something. If it's the end, it's putting in that 5th wave that I talked about. It would finish this impulse wave, and then once complete, it would come through the top of this price action. We would see a harsh rejection off the top that would come through that price action. If this wave is the start of something and it's a wave 1, then the wave 2 pullback will flip this area to support. Then we would see a big blast to the moon after that. All right, but last and not least, let's talk about what Bitcoin needs to do to turn this wave into the start of something or a much bigger wave to the upside for a 5th wave. Needs to complete this 5-wave move. Currently, it is either in the 3rd or has just ended the 3rd wave. It needs to pull back for a 4th and give us a 5th to the upside. Bitcoin needs to get up to 44,300 without coming through 41,400. Right now, Bitcoin cannot break this 4th wave territory if it intends to finish this wave. Once complete, we want to see a pullback that flips this whole area to support and then a push to the upside. Remember, what starts with 5 ends with 5. So either we'll see that big 3rd wave to the upside or we'll see an additional 5 waves that will complete that high B. If Bitcoin is going to end here or get rejected in the golden zone, once complete, it will tank through that support area that we want it to hold. So any move now below 41,400 without completing the 5th wave or completing the 5th wave and coming back through this support means that this was just a rally and that this leg is going to get a partner. All right, so the most bullish option on ETH is that this wave to the upside was a 1, pull back for a 2, and we want this to be a 1 and a pullback for a 2. The line in the sand is sitting at approximately 1900. At this point, ETH has to stay above this price action for the 1-2-1-2 look. Now it doesn't matter if you want to call it a 1-2-1-2-1-2 or a double nest. At this point, it's not that important. What's most important is that ETH remains above our line in the sand at approximately 1900 to 2000, where approximately its weekly 21 is. All right, so of course, there's always a bear scenario, and that is it's the same as Bitcoin, that it's currently putting in a B wave and that it's going to push to the upside in a C, coming into a Y wave. This would put in a high B for ETH, and then this leg would get its partner to the downside that could hold that higher low or come much deeper. We wouldn't know the difference between this B wave and a wave 2. It would all make sense up in this area. That is what I teach in the course in a more in-depth lesson. And the alternative is that ETH is completely done and that this is the first leg to the downside. In order for that to be true, we need to see ETH roll over and complete a 5-wave move here. If ETH comes to the upside into the golden zone, it's going to invalidate this option that this was an ending Y wave. It must come off the top in 5 waves. And currently, ETH is a 3-wave move, ABC. If ETH does not come up into the golden zone before it rolls over, then it has the option of a 5-wave move to pull back and then tank. All right, so just like Bitcoin, ETH has 2 options. Where this move is going to be the start of something, and that it's going to have to complete an impulse wave. Once the impulse wave is complete, then ETH must flip this area to support with a pullback. This would turn it into a 1 and a 2. Or ETH is just traveling to the upside correctively, is going to get stuck in the golden zone, and then it's going to give this leg a partner to the downside. It can totally hold its weekly 21 or come a little deeper, but not through that $2,000 area. And then the last option is that ETH is going to continue to travel up in a channeling manner, and that it's going to put in a high B wave. That when it gives this leg a partner, it could hold that higher low at its daily 21 or come deeper to its weekly 21. All right, so all 3 of them have 3 options. This option, or it's going to be an impulse wave to the upside that's either going to be the start of something, it's going to hold this price action, or it's going to tank through and this was the end of something. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.